Starcevic. Oh, Silvani!
Today, the hostilities continue.
Oh, it's on now.
The Blues flying high after their upset of the reigning premiers.
What a wonderful victory by the Blues.
And the Pies hot after giving Essendon a baking.
Collingwood romping over the Bombers.
Both Collingwood and Carlton magnificent in the midfield. The run through the centre. And Carlton's three amigos.
That is an outstanding kick from Chris Yarran. What a goal!
It's the battle of the big men. Captain Courageous and Captain Marvel. It's not the showdown or the derby. It's just the biggest rivalry in Australian football.
Hi everybody, welcome along to the MCG Sunday football this afternoon. Carlton going against Collingwood, and Dave, you could argue the two form teams in the competition.
No doubt, they're playing beautiful football, and it's amazing what a week of footy can do, because only 10 days ago many were asking questions about Carlton and where they were at and where Collingwood were at, but two good wins last week.
And Chris Judd is back, of course. Checking the Carlton lineup, just the two changes. You can see them there. Bauer comes back in defence and Jacobs replaces Warnock.
I think Bauer gives them really good stability down back, and he also gives them that run off half back. But their pressure last week, not only from their back line, but all over the ground, was the reason why they were able to beat the Cats and come into today's match with real confidence, knowing that they can match it with a very, very clever outfit in Collingwood.
Collingwood just the one loss, and on Anzac Day they certainly made a statement. As a result, they're unchanged this afternoon.
And I think Collingwood would love that. They'd love to see a bit of stability in their side. They've often thrown players a lifeline, bringing them in, and probably when they haven't warranted a spot. But all players there have certainly earned the stripes to be playing out here in front of another big crowd this afternoon.
Chris, this is Peter. Okay, it's your fault, Chris. It's your fault. Yeah. Tails it is. It's a tail. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
So Collingwood win the toss. Nick Maxwell is in terrific form. The two fives, Judd and Maxwell, both leading from the front. Judd having missed those first three games. Just the perfect footy day. It's overcast, massive crowd building up. We've talked about the rivalry and the good form over the last fortnight. Collingwood a bit stretching further than that. And pretty even, I reckon, down there, Dennis. When I was down there, when Carlton came out, lots of cheers. It's their home ground and home match, and probably as many blues as black and whites today.
It's amazing. When you've got some hope, things start to spiral.
Don't do that again.
Things getting a little weird down in the goal square.
Well, it's a little bit of a change there by the Pies. Dane Swan, he'll go into the goal square. He'll get picked up by Bryce Gibbs. That'll be a wonderful matchup for both supporters to watch.
Umpires this afternoon, Stevick, Finlay and McInerney, and we're underway. Sunday football at the MCG, the opening bounce. Cruiser goes up and taps it down. Scotland ran into a dead end. Carazzo missed the target. Didak down towards half forward. Peeling off, doing well. Jamison to Betts. Getting back deep in defence. Murphy an early touch. Thinks about the hand pass, lost the football. Regains it with dash. Probing kick inside the forward 50. Offhand, Shaw arrives quickly. Out crumbing the Carlton Crummers right there. Maxwell goes wide towards the opposite pocket. Reid worked off it. Satanta still going. Plenty of Collingwood players around the footy. Stealing it away. Thomas drives it towards the wing. Bauer reaches over the top and gets it out of bounds.
Just Henderson in the hands of the trainers very early on in that first contest that he went for. Dane Swan sporting a new haircut.
Boundary throw in. The raw means the Judster. Down towards half forward. Off hands. Cruiser did brilliantly, came again, but numbers tell the story. Didak, Thomas. Well done, Simpson. Not so well done. Ball just pops it over the top. Russell wanted a mark. Play on was the call. Cruiser finds Gibbs on the overlap. Finds a way through. Kicks it down towards the pocket, but guess who?
Chris! That's it, Chris. Right on it.
I was going to say that Nick Maxwell with the Carlton forward line is probably going to have to play on a shorter type play, which might make him more accountable, but obviously he's started with the trend of dropping back and taking an uncontested mark.
Henderson having to come off after that injury.
I think Nick thought you were going to say he was a great player and responded accordingly. He kicked it out of bounds on the bounce. Jolly and Cruiser. This will be interesting. Jolly, clean possession, needs to be careful in that situation. Yaron, McLean bumped off at Didak, Thomas. Now Johnson through midfield, reading it beautifully, arriving as the ball did was Gibbs, didn't take it though. Beams goes to ground, is that holding it? Beams comes out backwards like a boundary umpire. Yaron, Murphy, gets away in midfield, Judd, sweeps it out wide. Scotland so good last week. Now Judd in space, sets it up high, down towards the forward pocket. Edged under the football was Jacobs. Well done by Brown.
Good strength, wasn't it? Outsized, but was able to hold his ground.
Wellingham onto the chest of Swan. Wellingham, Perth boy, grew up barracking for the Eagles. His idol, Chris Judd, down towards half forward. Fraser to his own advantage. Simpson with dash comes away for Carlton. Now they've got the numbers on the outer side. Carazzo, Judd is running, he wants the footy. Carazzo looks back, hand passes back to McLean, to Carazzo. The moment is lost for Judd, and the kick loses possession for Carlton.
Good, Rob.
Just good pressure here by Collingwood, and we'll see Leon Davis here. He sometimes gets attacked for not being aggressive enough or going hard enough with the footy, but on that occasion, good stuff.
Wellingham in front. Swan could have almost got a free, nothing doing. Scotland, Houlihan back to Scotland. Judd, man bearing down, shrugs off ball, gets it away. That was strength, wonderful core strength. Murphy to Yaron, down towards full forward. Johnson stands his ground, takes the defensive mark and plays on. Reed to the wing. McCaffer set a task. Dawes comes across to offer a shepherd. McCaffer goes down towards half forward. This will be interesting. Some quality here. Beams and Gibbs. Beams virtually straight up in the air. Bounces on its point. Gibbs a half chance. Knocked away by McCaffer. Gibbs goes again. Jamison full-chested with the outside of the boot, did well. Russell straight up the middle of the ground. Judd. Wellingham against his idol for a draw. Coming through Maxwell, goes in short, knocked away by Joseph at the second attempt. Judd stood his ground, swooping on the loose ball. Maxwell, the two skippers. Well done, Johnson. Johnson, the short one, and the mark is taken by Pendlebury.
I think Carlton's real opportunity to get a hold of Collingwood is out in the space, getting players like Chris Judd in the contested situation. Collingwood have been so strong all year, and we saw that there. Ben Johnson, terrific. Outstripped the ball from Chris Judd and delivered the ball very well into the forward 50 to Scott Pendlebury.
Pendlebury will score. It's a question of what. Nice looking kick. First blood to the Magpies.
Just watching the centre clearance there by the Collingwood Footy Club, Tom. They worked it in really well. Judd was one out. He didn't have enough support from teammates, and as a result, almost blew up in 3 minutes of hard play just in the centre.
Well, he looks like he's carrying a bit of a single hand at the moment, Chris Judd. He's actually started the game really well. He needs some support. Probably the most important midfielder to the Carlton, obviously, and maybe in the game. So the other boys are going to have to pick up a bit of slack.
Don't expect to see the ball coming through the middle a lot today. Both these teams love to bring it around the boundary line. They're ranked 15 and 16th for corridor usage. It actually helps their back lines out. They don't turn it over in the middle as much. Really gives their defences a chop out.
Pendlebury, 6 goals on the season. Cruiser back in the middle with Jolly. Collingwood lead it by a goal, early going. Sunday football. Wellingham, Jolly, robbed of it. Yaron, Wellingham, well played. Standing his ground was Didak. Cruiser was coming at him hard. Didak emerges with it. Moves it about 5 metres. Now Judd once more. Slips it out wide. Into the path of Simpson. Paddles it down towards half forward. Now takes control. Henderson was up. Couldn't hang on. Reed. Down his Shaw. May have copped the knee. Coming through his side bottom. Along the boundary line. McLean. Upended. Well